Morning lovelies. So today is going to be partly business, partly pleasure and partly probably drowning. The weather today is slightly erratic. Yesterday was beautiful, wonderful weather, really hot, sunny, bright. Today, not so much. I'm starting off, I'm heading into town to the bank because I need to pick up my business checkbook and a business card. And then I thought I would just like have a really chilled out afternoon. I'm going to pop past probably Cavico. So Cavico is, there used to be a huge craft village called Caplaki, which was amazing, but that's been torn down now. Cavico is where a lot of the artisans from Caplaki moved to. So it's a craft place, and I just feel like going and having a look around. I haven't got anything in mind, but I'm just thinking maybe a few little decorative objects or, you know, a few bits and pieces. And I want to do that for fun. And the second one is there's a fun little shop that I noticed a while back. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, you'll have to come with me and find out. But I saw the sign for this shop and I was like, what? You know, I need to go and find out what this is. So we're going to go and do that. So let's hop on the bike and go get some stuff done and hope it doesn't rain. Guys, so I've made it to Cavico. We've got all of the artwork here. We're going to have a look inside. I really like this place. I used to love the old Caplaki. You know, when you're on holiday, you want to do the flea markets. You want to kind of rifle through things and feel like you've made a bargain or a discovery or, you know, a surprise. And I feel like Cavico is one of those few places you can still come and feel that way. So yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a ratchet through and see what I can find, see what I like. Oh, I just love all of this sort of random kind of art. Some of it looks like it's seen better days. Like this one's pretty weather worn. I think it's been here for a while. But this one over here definitely caught my eye. I feel like that would look really nice on our walls because this lady's skirt in the middle is pretty much the same colour blue as our walls. I really like this one. That's very bright and bold. Yeah. I really just love seeing. Oh wow, that one is beautiful. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, and these pieces here. Oh, I'm loving these. Gonna have to inquire about some prices, but wow, just look at all of this. I really like the picture of the lady as well. I saw her inside last time I was here, so it's nice to see them all being displayed, but I wonder what they do when it rains. I just asked the guy here how much that one with the three ladies was. And he originally said 50. Oh, this is nice. And then he put it up to 100, so 50, and then he went 100, and then he said, oh, but I discount for you. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, these are nice, but I'm not sure they're 100,000 francs worth of nice. And this is what you find a lot, is a lot of the paintings. They're nice, but they're not sort of, you know, I think, I don't know, it's difficult. Art is always in the eye of the beholder. Maybe we'll have a discount of quite a few of them if I find other things I like. But the other problem that you get, I think, especially with places like Cavico, is, ooh, that's nice. That is a very, very cool picture. I like that. But yeah, one of the problems with places like Cavico is I think they see so few people, so few tourists come through because nobody knows about it, you know? And the Visit Rwanda website doesn't do a lot to promote local craft places and businesses and things to do outside of the national parks. So I feel like often there's just so few people, so little traffic coming through that they really try to up the prices as much as possible whenever they see a customer. My goodness, that is an extremely unusual picture. That looks almost British. You don't really see sheep like that here, and they're in the snow, and you definitely don't get snow here. This absolutely intrigues me. A mother sheep standing over its dead lamb, surrounded by crows in the middle of the snow. It looks like a sort of British winter. That's really interesting. I've never seen something like that. Okay, so now we're in my favourite part of Cavico. These are the Congolese masks, and I just love them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And a really big mask like this would be a statement piece. I have friends who put lights behind them, so they turn them into lamps, so as you can see, like you can see through a lot of the carving, and they put lights behind it and turn it into a lamp, which I think is beautiful. So just down here we've got Manuel, and he is actually making some of the carvings. So detailed. Really, really beautiful. These are some beautiful Igisoro boards. Really, really nice. The guy was just saying it's about more than 100 years old. It's quite incredible.
This is tribe. This is Mangwetu. This is Hemba.
Oh.
Hemba tribe and Mangwetu tribe.
I love these ones here. But I think with these ones, they look a bit scary. People are afraid of them.
This is Ketera tribe.
And they have the little bells on the top. For the bird on the head,
Yes.
is for luck or for wisdom?
It's luck.
Luck.
Yes.
Okay. You see the bird on top of the head for luck. This one is very unusual. I have not seen an elephant before. I like that. We also have the giant horns as well. We can have like a drinking horn at the bar. We could have like a challenge if you can finish the drinking horn, maybe. Oh, these are just beautiful. Ha 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 ha.
Buffaloes.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we've got the buffalo going on here. We have the drums. I'm in my happy place right now. Yeah, I just really love just poking around and seeing what there is. It's such a shame. Kaplaki was so cool. It was like this, but on a really big scale. And I feel like this is the kind of stuff that, you know, European, American tourists would definitely love to come and have a look at, but you just never hear about it. Got the crocodile. Wow. He looks old.
Yeah,
Old.
Yeah.
I wonder what the story is for so many of these things. Goodness me. I love these. They've got the beaded artwork, is beautiful. Oh, and these were ceremonial bags, I think. People used to keep things inside them. These are just wonderful. Maybe if we start making some money, we'll come and buy everything. Got little foreign explorer in their khaki safari gear. look at that chair. That is amazing. Wow. The ceremonial shields. Really just fascinating stuff. Some people find it creepy, but I just find it fascinating.
See?
Yes, just coming into the main building now. Oh, hello, thank you. So many fascinating little places. Oh, these beads are very pretty. They're made from paper. Very pretty. So many things. Gosh, there's a whole pile. And the agaseki baskets as well, very traditional. Oh, this one here is huge. Massive mask. So yeah, a lot of these are antiques, and one thing I always wonder about, because I believe that if you want to take things out of the country, out of Africa, that are over 100 years old, I think you need a permit. For places like the UK, I'm fairly sure you need an antiques license to import them. So I don't quite know how that works. The ordinanga here. Musical instrument. Gosh, this is a funny looking one. It's got like a beak and horns. There are some that I see and I think they look very sort of Asian. So that buffalo there. And there's another one, a tribe that makes masks that look very, very Asian. If I see one, I'll show you. Oh, it's sort of like this one over here. It looks like something from sort of No or Kabuki theatre. It's quite interesting. An impala and fox, pig,
Yeah.
pig, like the leopard. This is the one. This is like the one that I mean about the. Looks kind of Asian. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We can do it.
Same tribe.
Ah. Yes,
kind.
yeah. And which one is this tribe?
This one,
Yeah.
120.
No,
like
but the
this.
tribe. What is the tribe?
This is from Gabon.
Oh, they're also from Gabon.
Yeah, the name
Okay.
is the
Okay.
Bapunu. Bapunu from
But
Gabon.
we're not from Gabon. Okay, thank you. And that is Kifebwe
yeah, from Congo.
from Congo, yeah. And the higher it is, the more power.
Yeah.
For the
Yes.
the higher the crest on the mask, the more powerful the mask is. A mischievous mask. Little ones here that are about the size of my hand. If you want to take them home on the airplane. I've been looking for these. You used to find them everywhere, and now you just never see them. They're the ceremonial spears, miniature ones. Oh, they're really nice ones, those, yeah. They're really nice. Okay, so 35 for the smaller one. Okay. Thank you. Oh, lots of them, yeah. Aye, aye, aye. So, let's get back on the road again. Where am I going next? I've forgotten. What else do we have to... Ah, yes, the special shop. Let's go and see the special shop. So I've just pulled in for a minute because it looks lovely and green here. And when I was driving past, I thought I saw a really pretty waterfall, but I think it's actually just a drainage channel. So I just wanted to come and have a quick look and see what it actually is. But yeah, so Cavico is just, I think it's one of the reasons Kaplaki didn't make it, is it's just, there are so many little stalls and they're all selling the same stuff, which is fine, but you're just not left to look around. And the whole reason people like places like that, like in the UK we have hundreds of antique stores and like bric-a-brac stores, and nobody wants to be disturbed whilst they're looking. They just want, you know, they want to just be left alone to look at what's in the shop, you know, sort of pick things up, have a look at them, try and find a bargain, trying to find something kind of surprising and interesting. The result of everybody going, look at this, look at this, look at this, is that you run out of there because it's like, it's too much, it's overwhelming. And you can just feel they're so desperate to make a sale, but at the same point everything you ask about is like $100. Like the small masks are $100, the large ones are $100 or $200. It's okay, I think, to have the larger stuff priced high, because some of that stuff is incredible. Like those giant masks are absolutely beautiful and you understand why they command that kind of price. But other stuff, it's like, you can clearly tell that stuff's been there for like the past 20 years and nobody's bought it, and you know, just get it out the door, sell it, you know what I mean? And again, it's one of the few places in Kigali where you still have to barter. So they'll give you a really high price and then you have to haggle over it. And I've talked about this before. For me, I do not enjoy haggling. I know other people really do, because like a lot of people enjoy it because you feel like you've made a bargain, you feel like, you know, it can be fun. But I think part of the problem is because nobody barters in the rest of Kigali anymore. Like, you don't barter in the supermarket, you don't, you know, it was something that you used to do a lot, but now you don't. Now there are set prices in shops. And so because the rest of Kigali doesn't barter, I think when they go to places like Cavico, they don't realise that that's what's happening, especially if you're foreign, because, you know, Europe, America, you don't barter for anything or haggle for anything. So when they go in there, they don't realise that it's negotiable, you know, so they get this really high price and they think, oh gosh, you know, that is the price they're asking, and they just walk out again. I think just price things really sensibly and have some bargains and have some expensive stuff so everybody feels that there is something there for them, you know. But again, I'm curious about the antique side of it, because I do think, I need to look it up, but I do think you need a special permission to take something that is more than 100 years old and take it to the UK or somewhere like that. I'm pretty sure you do. But again, you know, whether or not customs would know that it was over 100 years old, because, you know, I think like African antiques is quite a specialised subject, and so you might get away with some of it, because I don't think that most custom officers would know. But it's a bit of a strange one, you know. I don't quite know what the legality of that is. But anyway, let's go and have a look at this waterfall. So yeah, as I was driving past, I thought I glimpsed it through the trees, and I thought that they'd made like a feature, because there's a lot of construction and there's a new road here, and I thought they'd made like a really beautiful kind of waterfall between the trees, but it is just a drainage thing. It looked prettier driving past. I kind of glimpsed this really quickly moving past and it looked really pretty, but up close, not so much. All right, let's head back on the road and let's go and find this really special shop that I was talking about. Oh, I just spotted this very, very pretty little flower. It looks like a climbing vine, very pretty. There's another one over here. That's beautiful. Alright guys, so whenever I come to fill up my tyres with air, there's a shop that catches my eye just there. B&V Royal Wear, but I don't know how to get in there. And just before I go and try and find out how to get in there, I'm going to go and get something to eat because I'm hungry. Hello little wagtail. was going to say, I thought the Quality Street was 7,000. That is so cheap. But it's the Haribo, and that's really expensive. £1.25 on the packet, 7,500 on the price tag. Cold Coke, that is what is required. These sandwiches look really good. I think I'm in for one of these rolls. Okay, so that's the petrol station there. So it's somewhere down there, but there's a brick wall. So I don't think that you pass it there. That looks like a cafe. So my suspicion is that you probably go up these stairs here to the upper level. Let's try that. Let's see what's up here. I feel like it's probably not going to be that easy. Oh, no, there's a shirt shop. That isn't the one I'm after. Let's keep going. See what else there is. Okay, so very nice security lady. I was pointing to the end of the shop and saying, how do you get there? And she's like, it carries on going round. So, goodness. So I think it's down this way. Let's go and see. Art shop. But it's sort of, Kigali is full of these malls and they're like rabbit warrens. And there's no layout plan and no kind of list of what's in them or how to get. Aha, here we go. It makes life exciting, but if you're in a hurry, it's a bit of a problem. B&V Royal, and it's closed. Damn it. It says that it should be open Monday to Saturday, 9 till 8. But this is another common thing in Rwanda, is so many shops have got opening hours, but when you get there, they're not. But the reason I was interested is because in the window downstairs, it's got a whole load of tea sets. And I was thinking about doing like an English afternoon tea, for which you need tea sets. But I think maybe cheaper T2000 are probably a better idea. These look like very expensive tea sets. Oh dear, I'm just hiding in here opposite a shoe shop to drink my Coke. I'm so hungry. So I bought a sandwich at the petrol station and I sat down. There's a table with a glass window and it looks out across the petrol station, and I like it because you can see everybody coming and going. But the second I sat down, this guy next to me tried to start a conversation, and I don't mind a bit of friendly hi, you know, nice day, isn't it? But it was like, he kind of clocked, oh, foreigner, and this is my time to shine. I don't mean to be awful, but I just wasn't in the mood. I was hungry, I was hot, I wanted to sit down and eat my sandwich. And basically, he just went off on this whole spiel about the climate of Africa and the best time to visit Rwanda. And I sort of said to him, you know, I've been here for many years, and that's a terrible thing to say, because then it switches to Kinyarwanda. It's, oh, how much Kinyarwanda do you know? And I was just not in the mood. I just wanted to sit very quietly, eat my sandwich, because we've just been to Cavico, and at Cavico you have about 5 or 6 people just on you all the time. Like, look at this, look at this. And, you know, I can take it for a while, but then I need just to sit quietly and eat my sandwich and drink my Coke. So I kind of packed up and I came straight over here instead to the closed shop. And now I'm going to go home and yeah, relax and get on with finishing the menu and stuff like that. I might come back here another day, or just go and buy everything from T2000 because it's cheap and easy. So yes, I've cooled down a bit now. It's very hot out there. I thought it was going to rain today, and I think it will this afternoon, but at the moment it's quite okay, very hot. So I'm just going to go home. Yeah, you can see all of the little teapots in the window. It just looks like it's calling to me. Oh, that's really fantastic. I just got home and the lady in the shop opposite took collection of all these packages. They're AliExpress, and when I'm not here, the guy's taken to just leaving them with her, which is really lovely. Oh, there we go. That's going to be fun. Let's see what's inside them. Oh, I'm home. I'm knackered, but I'm home. And I can eat my sandwich. I didn't mean to be rude to the guy, but I just, you know, I think when you live in a country where you're always different and it's really obvious that you're different and that you're not from here just by looking at you, you know, people sometimes they get excited and they want to talk and they want to ask you all about yourself and, you know, where in the UK you're from. Usually people just assume I'm American. And then the UK, and always the conversation goes, which part of the UK? And I'll tell them, and it's like, I don't know that place. I know this place and this place and this place. And I don't know that place. And then it's like, and you know, and then they always assume that you've just arrived. So they tell you all about Akagera Park or the different national parks, and tell you all about the weather and the best place to come here. And some days you miss the anonymity of a city in the UK. Like nobody cares who you are, you know what I mean? You can just go about your business and do your thing and nobody looks at you or stares at you or asks you any questions. You know, and it's bad because, I mean, he was just being friendly, you know, he was being friendly, he was being welcoming, and he wanted to know all about me. But, you know, some days you're tired, you just want to sit down and eat your sandwich, you know. So, you know, it happens with motos as well. Like, no, Hal is trying to eat my sandwich now. It's like, you know, it happens with public motos as you get on the back of a public moto and, you know, most of the time, no problem, but sometimes you get like a real chatty Cathy. And again, it's like, where are you from? How much Rwanda do you know? Are you married? Do you have children? And it's like, I just want to go buy some bread, you know. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be nice to chat. I find like, you know, to be fair, I haven't done it in years, but if you're on the bus and you're chatting away to the person next to you, I quite like that. But yeah, anyway, let's try this sandwich. It's chicken and cheese, I think. Pretty good. I needed this. That's bringing me back to life. Right, let's see what's in these parcels. You know, stuff takes weeks to arrive, so by the time it gets here, I always forget what I ordered. Have a look. Every day is exciting. 100 sheets of laminator paper cutter, so you can cut paper in a very straight line. You just put it in there and kind of zip. I think that might be the service bells. How much plastic packaging do you need for one item? Name badges, so you can put the name of the staff and they can have their name. Yeah. I was trying to figure out, because we've got a very small garden area, and if we have music or singing or something like that, we often need to get a very, very big sound system. And I feel it's a bit too much for our garden. Like, you want to have music, but you also just want to enjoy your food without kind of that taking over. So I bought a little karaoke speaker set to see whether or not that's any good. Not so much for bands and music, but like if we had talks in the evening and somebody wanted to talk and be heard, but without deafening everybody. So I bought this. As with everything from China, it's a lot smaller than it looks in the picture. In fact, that's tiny compared. Somebody's clearly opened the box, and the microphones are just like rattling around in here. It's been opened, unless, I mean, to be fair, it could well have just been that way in China and they just went, oh, fuck it, you know, just throw everything in. So we'll try that. You can also buy microphones that have like a Bluetooth connection to your indoor speaker. And I think that might also be an option, because our sound system in the restaurant isn't too bad. So I don't know. This was just really cheap, and I thought, well, let's give it a go. I mean, it might work, it might not work, let's see. And if it isn't suitable, then we can always sell it, you know, so give it away, or children's parties or something like that. So but I'm hopeful. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, stuff from AliExpress, it takes forever to arrive, but you know, if you're not in a hurry, it is quite entertaining. And I've got a few more things to order, some stuff for the kitchen. Yeah, it's cool. I got the panniers for my motorbike from AliExpress, and I could never have bought them here. I mean, that's the thing, like, shopping here is often quite limited, and even if it is in the country, like that shopping mall we went to before, it's like, how would you ever know? It's like there are hundreds of tiny little shops in tiny little places, and you just never find them, and you have no idea that they're there or what they've got. And so yeah, I hate to say it, but AliExpress is quite convenient because you can see what you want very quickly, and it's often a lot cheaper. And I mean, to be fair, I mean cheaper in price and in quality, obviously. But you know, if you just want to try something out, then it can be fun. So anyway,